My name is Skylar Jenkins, and I did my final project on women's suffrage movement. Women's rights movement begins. During the 1820s and 1830s, the majority of states had extended rights to all white men regardless of the amount of money or how much property they owned. Groups were created across the United States, including religious movements, moral reform, anti-slavery, and temperance leagues. Women were very active and played a prominent role in all of these things. American women began to become annoyed with being known as the cult of true womanhood. This was the idea that the only true woman was a pious, submissive wife and mother concerned exclusively with home and family. This led to a new way of thinking about what it was to be a woman in the United States, and they all wanted change. Seneca Falls Convention. This was the first women's rights convention. It was held in Seneca Falls in 1848 and was considered the start of the women's rights movement. This convention held the statement that all men and women are created equal. The Declaration of Sentiments was created. This documented women's rights. It was signed by 68 women and 32 men. Many items that were listed within this declaration were believed by the signers to be injustices perpetrated by man towards women. Here, a photo of the Women's Rights Convention signers is shown. Civil War and Civil Rights. In the 1850s, the movement gathered attention but lost it when the Civil War began. After the war, the 14th and 15th Amendments were added to the Constitution and brought up more questions about suffrage. If you don't know, the 14th Amendment defined national citizenship and forbid the states to restrict the basic rights of citizens. And the 15th Amendment gave the right of citizens to vote shall not be denied by any state, regardless of color, race, or religion. Susan B. Anthony also thought this was her time to push lawmakers for truly universal suffrage. They refused it. National Women's Suffrage Association. During the lawmakers' decisions regarding the 15th Amendment, a group was formed called the National Women's Suffrage Association, where they fought for a universal suffrage amendment for the Constitution. Winning the vote. In 1910, states in the West began to extend the vote to women, while Idaho and Utah made this decision in the late 19th century. States in the South and East continued to decline. The National Women's Party used hunger strikes and White House pickets to make themselves heard. World War I slowed down their tactics but increased their argument. Women began to work during the war, which started to prove to everyone that they deserved to be treated as equals. They were working the same jobs and weren't just made for cooking and cleaning. On August 26, 1920, the 19th Amendment was put into place. If you aren't aware, the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. During the election in November of 1920, over 8 million women voted.